Welcome and thank you for joining us to this edition of Coach's Corner. My name is George Webb. I'm president of the Dover-Sherburne Gridiron Association, and we support all the Dover-Sherburne youth football programs all the way through varsity football here in the town of Dover and Sherburne. I'm here today with the head coach of the Dover-Sherburne Raiders, Steve Ryan, and it's been a couple of weeks since we've done an edition of Coach's Corner, and the team is now standing 1-3. And Steve, it's not exactly where we thought we'd be at this point of the season.
Right. We've kind of set a tradition of winning over here recently, and so coming out of the gates a little slow is not what we expected, but we're just looking forward and trying to do the things we can to win the next few games.
Looking back, we had Ashland to start, we had Hudson as a second game, and then we had Sharon, we won, and then Dedham. So we knew the first part of the season, those first four games, it's probably one of the toughest parts of the schedule.
Certainly, yeah. Looking at the schedule, those were certainly four of our toughest games of the year. But that's not a bad way to start. You come out hitting the fire first, and now we run into Medway and Millis, and we should certainly get some of those games.
Before we talk about Medway, we've been game planning for them this week. Let's just take a look back at the Dedham game. Now, Dedham was one that we circled up. They have a new coach this year. They have a bunch of seniors. We knew they'd be a pretty good team with a lot of senior guys playing, right?
Yeah, they've been building around this group of seniors since they were sophomores. Really, they played those guys their sophomore years. They took their lumps, and that leads to success down the road. These guys get experience. They know what football's all about, and they played us really very, very, very tough. It's a very good team.
Scoreboard was tough. I think it was 44-16. Is that right? But it was a little closer. Dedham definitely had the edge the whole game, so that was for sure. But the game was a little closer than the scoreboard.
Sure. I think it was 23-16 in the fourth quarter, and that's a one-score game. But we were hanging on and playing our best. I really believe the kids played hard and did what they could. And it just wasn't our day.
And it was a tough day too. It was a lot of rain, tough. We like to throw, and it's a little tougher throwing environment. And I think we had 3 turnovers in the game. And in high school football, that's hard to come back from, right?
Right. Yeah. At every level of football, the turnover battle is what wins and loses games.
So the guys we moved on from that, and now we're sitting at 1-3, and we have Medway and Millis coming up. So can we talk about Medway a little bit, and what are we going to be looking at when we prepare for them?
Sure. So they have a new coach over there, and they're really building around some younger kids as well. They're an energetic team. They're going to give us some very original looks on defense. They kind of bounce around a lot. They run what's called a 5 front, which we haven't seen in 2 years. And offensively, they run a lot of what are called quads. We usually see twins or trips maximum, and they do things with a little bit just unconventional. So we have to be ready for everything.
Now, we have a bunch of injuries. Last season, we came pretty close to going to Super Bowl, but we were a healthy team all the way through, and I think we had all of our guys right through the last game. This year's a little different.
Yeah. So, we lost Emilio early, Harry for the season very early. Brian Olson just went down last game, and 4 or 5 other guys have been out every game. Coming back for a game and then being out for another. So it's been tough. And that's, that's the thing with small teams. With a small team, you have guys playing both ways. They're on the field more. They have more opportunities to get injured. And that's one of the things we were able to avoid, luckily, last year. Unfortunately, this year, we've just been bitten by that injury bug.
Between JV and varsity, 35, 36 kids in the squad, right?
We had practice today with 33.
There we go. And so, and that's including the underclassmen as well. With Medway, how do you think we're going to match up with them?
So I do like the way we match up. I think our team speed is pretty similar, but certainly our experience should be better, even though we've had the injury bug and playing some younger kids. But our experience should be better, and I think, we're just playing more older kids and kids who are seasoned and ready to play.
So we look ahead just at schedule, and then we'll talk about some of the guys that are playing well on the team this year. The only division game, the TVL small game we've had, has been Dedham. Yes. So we're 0-1 in our division, and so if we come out against Medway, we can go to 1-1, and we can. If we look ahead at the rest of the schedule, it looks like nobody's really out front in the pack yet, right?
Right. There's nobody who's running the table really. Dedham, obviously one of the better teams, but they have a loss to Canton. Bellingham has had a tough start to their season. Norton's playing great, putting up some numbers, but they're running into Dedham this week, so we'll see, if it's for real.
Steve, how are the guys reacting to it? This is the first time they've been 1-3, and they know they got a big game coming up with Medway. So what's the sentiment?
They're taking it seriously. Nobody wants to go 1-4. So we've had a very good, focused, hard week of practice.
So we've had some highlights for the season too. I mean, the Brian Olson up until injury has been terrific for the team. Maybe we can call out a couple of other guys you thought have played really well. Yeah,
Garrett's been outstanding. The leadership at quarterback on the offense when he's got a whole bunch of new guys all around him, new guys on the offensive line and new guys, in the backfield, and he's got now none of his original receivers, so he's had to really step up his leadership in that way. Dylan Rogers absolutely playing great both sides of the ball, and I certainly can't say enough about what Chris Kiesling's done this year. Just absolutely in on every single tackle on defense, and on offense he's been a weapon blocking, and he's been a weapon catching the ball. Chris has been really fun to watch develop, and even as a freshman, just loves the game and is all in, and he's really developed into a really important guy for us. Yeah, he put a lot of work in the off season. He's a big, strong kid, and it's paying off for him now. And Dylan, you mentioned too, quietly. Dylan just solid on both sides of the ball. A really good game against Dedham. A couple of really nice blocks. So he's really stepped up as a highlight on the line. Oh yeah, he's just a great kid. He's a captain leader, but he's a kid that never tires. He's of all the kids. We can put him on every special team. We can put him on offense. We can put him on defense, and he's always ready to go. Great motor. Now, the younger guys, when we get a lot of injuries on a team like this, typically you get some younger guys that will step in. How are we doing with some of the underclassmen that have been given opportunities? Yeah, there's some young guys stepping in. We also have a few first-year seniors who are stepping in, starting to make plays. Vince Stefanelli is probably going to get a lot of playing time this week at wide receiver and at defensive back, and he's a burner. He's a track kid, and we've been looking forward to getting him out there. He can certainly stretch the field for us. Tyler Huang, another first-year senior player, has been doing the kicking for us and done an outstanding job. But we're expanding his role into he's going to participate in the offense this week. Ross Lipsky has stepped up. He joined the team just 3 weeks ago, and so this will be his first eligibility this week. But he's just an outstanding athlete, and we look forward to getting him on the field. The downside is the injuries. The upside is you always get surprised by some of the younger guys that step in and earn some pretty good playing time as we go into the season. Steve, I know it's been the guys are working out hard this week. They're taking the next game very seriously. Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap up this edition of Coach's Corner? No, it's a 1-3 start. I don't think it's indicative of what this team is. I think at the end of the year we'll see that we can turn things around, and even with the injuries, we've got guys who can still make plays, and so I'm hoping things turn around and we get on a little win streak. Any chance of getting some of our guys back before the end of the year, like Emilio? It's possible. But those things are so tentative. We just don't know.
So thanks again, Steve. Really appreciate the time today. So the game is 6:30 at Medway.
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. I'm always a half hour off. 6 o'clock in Medway, under the lights. So it should be a nice night out. So if you can show up and cheer on the Raiders, they could really use the 12th man support. Really big game for us. If we can get the W here, it puts us right back in the mix for the TV small for this year. And of course, the goal is to end up getting a shot at the playoffs. And then once that happens, anything can happen. But one snap at a time, one game at a time. And the whole season really comes up to Medway on Friday night. So please be there, 6 o'clock at Medway. Thanks for joining us. My name is George Webb.